Hi everyone, Louise here. I have an idea for using cottontail today. I want to make a version of the cracker die where you make the one-sided. So this was a full cracker I made before, and I'm going to make a version of it, but I want a version that is longer so that I can fit cottontail on it. So the cottontail I am going to use today is this one here. So he is going to go on my cracker. So today I am using the Craft Addiction UK cracker die. And so let's get cracking. Sorry, I'm using myself now. So I've cut out two versions of this cracker, but I don't want the bottom because obviously it's not a cracker, it's going to be a box. Excuse the piece of paper, I know the light was causing a bit of a glare, so I just put this in to try and help that. So what I have done is I've cut the cracker. Well, first off I selected some paper. So I selected this paper, which I thought was nice and springy, if that's a word. And it is from Art Studio, which is the range. It is that one there. Okay. So I picked this paper and I have to cut two of these. So I cut the first one and you can see that. So put the die in, I cut it, and I only went as far as here. Well, actually I went a bit further, but I cut it with a scissors. So that is my cut off line. Okay. So that when I make the base, I don't want to come up too far because I don't want the box to be too short. So I decided that I want my box this length, and this is my box top. So that way I am coming to here and I'm cutting along here on the bottom, and I'm doing that twice because you have to stick the box together. And this bit here will be my fold up. And to help with that, I have this die, which is part of the circle and square ribbon dies. So it is this one here. Okay. So I have cut two of them, so that, and they're really nice because you get the little edge along here, so that when I fold up the box, I don't want it to be kind of messy. So when I fold it up, when I stick it, I'm going to have a bottom like that. I'm hoping this works out, by the way. And then on the inside, I'm going to stick another one so that you don't have any edges. I've measured this here, so it should work more or less. But if it's less, then just tell the people not to turn the box upside down. I'm not selling them. I'm just making them for friends. So let's get going. And then I had an idea, as you do, that I'm going to put some, well, I was going to put eggs in the box bin. It's an Easter idea. And then the eggs were this color, which I didn't like. But they had little chicks in them too, or they're little bunnies. So I'm going to put the bunnies in them because the color matches a bit better. But I wanted people to be able to see what's in the box. So I got this die, the new inverted scallops. This is from the rectangle set. Okay, so this is the rectangle set. And I took off the outer edge, so it's not cutting it, it's just taking this piece to make a window. I don't want it to take the whole thing, so you're just taking that bit on its own, the smallest little one here. Okay, And what I am doing here, this is the bottom of the box. This is my outside. I like to use double-sided paper as well, because when you're doing boxes, when the box is here and you can see the top, it's nice if you have the option not to have a white top. So I want to cut into the side that has the lip for no reason other than I want this edge when it's folded to be smooth, not have the cut on it. So, and I want the cottontail, who I did take a step away where I popped him on the block on a piece of paper. I used my Nocturne ink and I stamped him and I cut him. So that's all I've done so far, just to take a minute or two, since I don't know how to crop my videos yet. Not to have endless videos going on. So for me, this is the bottom of the box. This is the top. Cottontail is going to be roughly here. Yeah, maybe here a bit so that he's not scraping off the end. And I want the window behind him. I don't want it up here because then it looks like they weren't connected. You want it like a set. So for me, I've actually, there's this line, and this line. I'm essentially putting it in the middle of this section along here. So that's where I want to put this window. So I have that done. So I have my second piece cut. I'm just going to take bits and pieces out of my way so we don't get too cluttered. So that is what I did. I took the die and you can see it got the lovely stitch and you got the lovely scallop edges, which I really, really like. I'm really pleased with this set. So Cottontail is going to go around here and you can see a little edge here. If I was being really particular, I would have bought purple sweets, which I may do. So what we need here, if I can find it, because it's invisible, is a piece of acetate. So I have a little piece of acetate. I'm going to stick it on the inside here so that we have a window. The acetate I have here, I've no idea what weight it is. It was just a pack I bought. Let me just see here. Of A4 pack of 10. Does not say what weight it is. I have no idea. But I mean, I just cut it with a scissors. It's just a piece of acetate. So I am going to assemble the box really. I have also, that's my two bottoms. And I'm going to assemble the box. And then we're going to decorate it a small bit, okay? So, first off, there is an inside and outside on your paper, which this is the outside. So first off, I'm going to put my acetate in here before I lose it. This is skinny tape, as I call it, skinny double-sided tape. That's my regular one. So I have the skinny one, which I also got in Sostern Green, that shop that is local to me. So I want to come down fairly close because you don't want, if you can hear breathing in the background, it's my dog. He likes to be near me a lot. So I'm just using a bit of skinny tape here, keeping within the lines of the folds. The fold was along there. That's another piece here. It's daytime today, so I can happily tell you I am not crafting in my pajamas. I got dressed today for the video. Thank you everyone for all the lovely, really supportive messages I got from my first video. They were really, really nice to get. I was very nervous, still nervous, not as bad. So, but the messages of support have been really, really nice. Okay, so here is where I'm going to fold it. So I just want to make sure I don't go down past the fold or up past the fold. I just want to stick to, yeah. So that's my little window stuck on. Okay, so now you got a nice little window. Okay, so then we're just going to fold on the edges here and burnish. Sorry, I've gone back into not speaking mode. As I said, I'm not used to being on camera. I'm trying to remember, they go in and they, so we're going to bend that one, and I think this one goes in. So, and that one goes out, and this one goes back in. There we go. With the pattern paper, it can be a little hard to just see what you're doing, but I just think of it as like a little king's sort of castle head. So that's going to be really nice, I think, if I say so myself. That's the advantage of crafting. You pick exactly what paper you like, you pick what colors you like, and you work from there. So I reckon this, oh yeah, obviously we can see now the little flaw in my best laid plan. I just need to snip that. So now you can see the base is going to work. It's not, there's no holes in it. Should work. So we'll be putting the right side up so that when you look into the box, hopefully you're going to see that. So this is the part where you speed up the video, where I am just bending stuff. I will try to go as fast as I can. Not so fast that I make a mess of it. Oh yeah, okay, and we bent the first one in. So you got the score lines there, so they're guiding you always. It's just remembering whether you're bending backwards or forwards, and if you're not sure, just think about it. Sometimes, like, you can see there that that's going to be your little tuck, the top of your card. So these are going to go together like this. And that's why I wanted this on this side, because it gives you a nice clean edge on this side. And I don't know if it's just me, but when I look at a box, you kind of look this way, so that I don't want the edging stuck up there where it's going to be stuck here. Okay. So now just going to cut a piece of that off. It's kind of sticking out. Gotta make sure that I'm sticking the tape on the outside. mark on the inside. That's nice sized tape on this now because it kind of is as fat or as wide as the flap. And I have to remember to keep trying to stay in the center of my mat. And my piece of paper has gone missing again. Okay. Phew. Technical glitches as I keep going out of focus, and I am just going to cut that straight again. There is a restock tonight. I think it's around 5 o'clock. And feel free to use my code Louise5 for a discounted checkout if you're getting a few new dies in for a bit of crafting. All the dies are going to be topped up except anything that was on the new release in January because they haven't had time to get in yet. So I think it's the Stitched Craft Fusion one is gone. So that is not coming just yet, but I do think, sorry now this piece of paper here is very distracting. I do think it is back. Let's make sure that's not one bit aligned. I think there is a restock in February, early February, or next week maybe, but Steve will tell us, so when he knows we'll know. That's the way it goes. Okay, so that is that. Put these down, and Susan has done a lot of videos on these boxes, so she's very good at them. Now, that is all stuck down. Don't worry about the bottom just yet. And oh, we have to do our top bit. Top. But it's looking nice. Pleased with the window. Kind of adds a sort of professional touch. I think acetate or windows or anything like that always adds a little bit of a touch. Sorry guys, I went back into my lap, force of habit. So you just need a little bit up there, and where's the other tab? Over here. Okay. So just fast forward the assembly if you've done this or you know how to do it, and watch what bits you like or watch me on double fast speed. Now, okay, so we're good. So like the bottom is actually, it's going to be okay. It's totally going to be okay. Except I got to figure out how to get my square in at the bottom. This will be fun. This is the part where I should have practiced doing this off camera. So there's my little square. I'm just going to put some double-sided tape in on here. I like glue as well. I use glue quite a bit. It's just a preference thing. Well, I don't really always know exactly why I go from one to the other. Sometimes the glue can be a little warpy on the card. This card I think is probably about 250 because you need it light enough that it will bend. My cardstock is all 300 GSM and I don't find it bends well for something like this. Personally, I prefer the so I'm thinking what I'm going to do is stick this on one of them and it'll stick itself. I'm going to go in there like that. Okay. And then fold that one in first. Okay, so like that. It's down in the center down there. Like it's not fully centered, so I'm going to move it slightly off. So that's the advantage of this tape. I can usually get it back up. So instead of going right up to the center that I was doing, I'm going to move it in a small bit so that when I look into the box, now it's down the center. I don't know if you can see that. It doesn't, it's just being particular. You don't need to be, have you ever looked into the bottom of a box and went, yeah, that's perfectly aligned down the bottom. I'm so happy about that. Well, from a gift from someone. Maybe if you paid a lot of money, you might. So I'm just going to stick my bone folder down the bottom and just press that in on all the sides. That's just sticking it down. Yep. And we will do the same. Where is it gone? With this piece over here. I will get faster at the videos. I will learn to have more pieces done. I will also learn how to make things go fast, you know, where someone kind of goes, whoo, and next thing the whole box is made. I won't go that fast, but, you know, just the bits that I know you don't really need to see, I will figure out how to do some of that. Hopefully. Or you might just have to decide you like it this way. You can let me know. Too much detail or too much detail and you're happy to fast forward yourself, or I should be doing speed dubbing or speed work, like an abs work, speed work. Okay. So let's just see. So like this is going to look like, now get down there you. I don't want these edges sticking out so much for the box. I'm just going to trim them because I just want them to, the square to catch onto them. I don't want it to, I don't want them to stick out. So that just makes this nice and neat as a bottom. I should be putting the bit of glue on the, now look, so you can see this is going to make a nice neat bottom when it's inside it. So let's just put a bit of pressure on it on the outside as well as the inside one. So now it's nicely stuck on. It's a nice little bottom. You can trim up the sides, obviously, but I really wanted this to be a long box. Like on these ones, I trimmed the side. So to make that much, I had to trim that much to make it small. So I don't want it that small. So that is what this shenanigans is with the square at the bottom. But it works perfectly and you get this really nice size box with the acetate, with the scallop die, and I just think the whole thing is really pretty. Okay, so we are going to put cottontail here, and I'm going to put on, sorry, just kicked my bin. So we're going to color cottontail. I know from the feedback that you liked seeing the coloring. Cottontail is quite an easy little bunny to color. And you really don't have to be too particular, you know, like, because they can be, like, there isn't too many tricky bits. You can do a bit of shading. Like, it all looks better. Like, if you spend 3 hours on something, it's going to look a lot better than if you spend 5 minutes on it. The best thing is to start, well, the way I do it is I start out light. There are plenty of people who can colour better than me out there. I look at some colouring and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did they do that? But that's practice, you know. And there's always the level of, I like to leave a little bit of white. There's always the level of, well, it's plenty good. It's plenty nice. It's good enough. We're not looking for perfection. We're looking for happy craft time. That's the way I view it. Kind of go. I like to give him a little eye there, just because we can. And we'll go kind of down about there. You know, he doesn't want to look. I was doing it originally like a bit more like shh, but now I've kind of decided just to give him a little bit more furry look. You don't want him to look so like exact. So this is, I'm in all the ice grays. The reason I went with ice gray is I am matching my bunny to my paper. This is exactly what I do. That's why I like bunnies so much, because bunnies are brown, they're gold brown, they're black. I'm going to put some dusty purple in his belly. I have not seen a dusty purple bunny anywhere. If you do, let me know. I would like to see it. But that's the thing with bunnies. You can just kind of do what you want. And I firmly believe crafting for me is my happy time. If I want to make him pink with purple spots, I will colour him pink with purple spots. I don't care about perfection. Anything with anything, I just like to like it when I'm done. And if I'm giving it to someone, I will have them in mind when I'm doing it, if I think they'll like it. So that's kind of where I am with a lot of my colouring, a lot of what I do. I just like to be happy doing it. That's all that really kind of comes into it. Just take you away from whatever you're doing at the time. So he looks nice to me, and as I said, I am going to go with Dusty Purple is DP, Dusty Purple 1. I have lots of versions of DP, so hopefully this one is nice and juicy. These are the Illustrator Spectrum Noir ones, so they have like a tiny pointed one, which is more pointy than the classic, so you can kind of get into finer spots. It's not a big deal, but so this is like really small. I'll just show you, like it's that kind of size versus that kind of size. It's just a bit of a difference. And then at the top of these, they have the big fat brush one, whereas this is a brush nib. That's the difference between the two of them. The brush works really nice because you can get very natural looking sort of a flow to it. And it's a little darker than I thought it was, but that's okay. We'll just put in a bit of ear. And put in a bit of blush around here. I think I'm going to have to, I was kind of going to use this more as a hue, but now I think I'm going to have to commit a bit more because he's a bit darker than I thought he was. I should have tested, but this actually I think dries okay though. And oh yes, I have to do his nose, which I use the antique pink for. Should I give him a dusty? No, I won't give him a dusty pink purple nose. Just give him a pink nose. Okay. Let's get rid of that kind of white spot there. Maybe kind of a little bit of shading around bits and pieces here. And we've had the where is the sunlight coming from conversation, I think, in my first video, so you will realize I don't know. I just put whatever looks pretty. There's no method. That looks like a bit uneven. Anyway, okay, so he looks good enough. I think I will give him a small bit of blush on his cheek. So this is pale pink one. And you just kind of got to go a small bit there, look. That's enough. So I never really noticed the sound of my markers snapping till I started doing a video. I didn't pay much heed to it, but yeah, they're actually kind of noisy. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. Yeah, I had a lovely comment about someone said they were a little nervous of colouring. And after watching me, they decided they'd give it a go, which is exactly why you do the videos. In the hope that, you know, someone like that is a little nervous or tried it and didn't really work for them, you know, something like that. And this is just to show you, like, you don't need perfection. You know, you just gotta relax, enjoy it, and see where you go with it. I was thinking, oh, there, I knew I had this. I was thinking about putting a bit of green on the eggs because there's kind of a little bit of green here. And I just wanted to see it. Well, we won't be going that bright green, that's for sure anyway. I forgot to get it out earlier. I had it in my head to do, and I forgot because I've been doing 5,000 things this morning already. Now, look, so this one is what I was looking for. I knew I had it because that to me now is getting into the tones of the paper. And this one is Celery LG05. So that's what I actually brought out. The first time was LG. Where did that one go? Yeah, I think that was that. See, when it dries, you know, when you first do it, it's like, oh God. So, and this is 05, so it's below the 1. So I'm just going to bring in a small bit of kind of Easter color. I'm not going too mad. You want a hint of it more than to make everything look really green, you know. And you're staying within the tones. I'll just do up there a bit here, not there. So that's not too dramatic. You don't want the eggs to be like, you know. So that's like a 05. So that's very light. I left a lot of white in it. And I think he's going to keep in tone with the paper here. So yeah, that's Cottontail colored, and as you can see, he does not take too long. These are that's him cut out. This is what I use for my scrap when I just want to test a bit of markers. And I don't know how long this video is running, but hopefully not too long. is he now? So I don't want to really stick him there because that's going to be on the acetate. So I'm kind of putting him here. I like his ears to be off out there because I don't want him in the center. Do I want him in the center? I do want him in the center. Okay. But he's going to be in the center this way. And you have a bit of ear sticking out. So I'm going to make sure that ear is stuck down nice and firm up to the edge. There. I was looking for a pencil. I was going to mark it, but I'll just leave my finger on it. Okay, so just want that bit there. I do not want it on the acetate. Okay. Get on there, you. And I just want a bit more down that side, don't I? This side. Just bring in some of the skinny tape. Okay. I think he's good. I'm starting to look more like myself here, by the way. There is stuff everywhere beside me here, which is much more normal for me. I have mess on my left, I have mess on my right, I have mess on the floor. So, back to normal. So I'm just going to pop them there. So again, we'll hold that because there's a bit of glue there. I think that gives a nice amount of window space. Mightn't have to go off and buy purple sweets. Okay. So look, here we are. Here we are this way. And I'm going to so these are little bunnies that I thought wouldn't look too bad behind it. Let's just see. They won't look too bad. So what I'm going to do is pop in some of the less pretty. I have some pink ones, I think. Oh, it doesn't matter, Louise. I know it doesn't matter, but sometimes it does, doesn't it? So we can do some pink ones. These are just little Aldi. No, Aldi, sorry. Chocolate eggs that I always pick up at this time of year. I used to put them in the kids' lunch boxes. Now I don't let them eat them at all. They're for me, for my little boxes. And I am going to just take the pink ones. Take these out of the way. I have to keep them up high because one of my dogs likes to eat chocolate a lot. So I'm going to put them down the end so they kind of fill it up a little bit. Of course, you could put anything in here. Put like a little Kinder Egg or... Okay, you obviously need to put a lot more in here. So I'm going to start with some of the ones that I wasn't going to use a minute ago. We just put up the bottom. So you wouldn't actually need an Easter egg with this because this is actually quite a lot of chocolate. Now we'll go with pink. We're going to have a layered look. See? I like the pink in there. Just throw these in the top. Now we're motoring, as I say. So I have left, what do I have left? I have here tags, my favorite. So this one is from Christmas tag set. And this is from the original mini tag set. the mini tag set, and I like to put the from me to you. So from me to you, because obviously it's Easter in this occasion, but if you put the me to you, it can be, it's not I love you, or it can be very neutral sentiment. And I usually do a second one in the paper, which is this paper. I just cut out a second one into the paper, and I have out the new Hoppy Bunny set. I was thinking I might cut some eggs and have them on the tag. I thought they would work really cute. I like this. I really like, I like them all. I just was thinking that one had a hole because my string is a little tight. Oh, they all come together. Oh, that's brilliant. Sorry. I'll just stick the whole lot of them in together and cut them out. I'll do them in white. Oh, goodness me. Just looking for a piece of scrap card that they are fitting on. There you go. I thought I could string in a few little eggs as part of the tags, because in this one, you see, here I have the Let It Snow, and then I have the matching back tag, which I like, and then I had a front tag like that. And I really thought it looked really sweet. So I thought if I had a few eggs, it would be the same principle. Look, they cut perfectly every time. There's my pokey toe. Oh, look at them. Move these markers out of the way. Okay. So, who will be the best? I like this one. This is really cute. And this one, are they stars? Are they embossing stars, or did I not put it through tight enough? I'll use this one. Oh yeah, this one matches the eggs here. Oh, that's good. That's really good. I'm not fully sure how exactly I'm going to attach these, because okay. So I picked this ribbon earlier. Just thought it was, again, with the theme, going really pretty with the kind of the green. This again was from that local craft shop near me, Sostern Green. So you got that, you got that. I wonder will they look okay. I can just stick them anywhere I want. Stick them down there. That's really cute. Okay, I will see what I'll do with these, because I don't want to keep rambling on here, because this is where I go from an hour to take a card, make a card, to 4 hours later, I'm still going, I wonder if I put that there, and everyone around me is going, oh, for God's sake, just pick a side. So I was at a circuits class this morning, and I was thinking, which paper will I use now if I do a video? It's a great distraction from lifting weights. to thinking about what way will I put the ribbon on and how will I tie my box and what way will I do this and what way will I do that. My sterling camera here. So I want them to land roughly there. By doing it kind of loose on it, you can kind of get them to hang anywhere you want. Okay. And I obviously did it a little backwards, but I can fix that. So there, that is, I need to tighten this up, but for the sake of our video today, that is our Easter box with the cottontail and the Christmas cracker used as an Easter box. So there we go, everyone. Thanks for watching. I will fix these up just slightly better when I have more time, and hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. Bye.